Hello viewers, I'm Simon Preston and this is Reggae Boyz commentary. Well, we're almost at the end of 2018. What was the 2018 year like for the Reggae Boyz, 2018? Well, they picked up 6 wins, 3 draws and 1 loss. What were those results? Let's recap 2018. In January we had a 2-2 draw against South Korea. March, a 1-1 draw against Antigua and Barbuda. April, a 3-1 win over St. Kitts. Also in April, a 2-0 win over Antigua. In August, a 5-1 win over Grenada. After that, a 2-2 draw against Barbados. A 2-0 loss to Ecuador. A 4-0 win over the Cayman Islands. A 6-0 win over Bonaire. And a 2-1 win over Suriname. So those were the results in 2018. 6 wins, 1 loss and 3 draws. So you could say the Reggae Boyz had a 60% win percentage in the calendar year of 2018. What were the goals like? Well, here's how it looked like. Reggae Boyz scored quite a number of goals, you could say. 14, 19, 21, 24, 25. Scored 27 goals in 10 games. That's an improvement on 2017. 2017 there were a number of results that didn't go Jamaica's way, and it was a year that had the Caribbean Cup and the Gold Cup. What about goals conceded? How many clean sheets did we have in the calendar year of 2018? Well, it's fair to say not many. The Reggae Boyz only had 3 clean sheets in 2018. Against Bonaire, against Antigua and Barbuda, and against the Cayman Islands. So, what would you say has been the match of 2018 for the Reggae Boyz in terms of a performance? What was our performance of the year? An interesting one, don't you think? Yes. A number of performances could be looked at. Our 5-1 win over Grenada, where we saw Peter Lee Vassell score a brace, announce himself on the international stage, or in the same game Daniel Green scoring, or the 6-0 win over Bonaire, that could also be points. Or about South Korea early in the year, a team on their way to the World Cup with potentially their B squad, you could say, because a number of players in that squad eventually went on to play at the World Cup, especially some that started as well, like Kim Shin-wook, but not necessarily their best 11, but you could say of the 11 that played against Jamaica, there was 4 individuals that eventually started for South Korea at the World Cup that went on to lose to Mexico, Sweden, but beat Germany. Yeah, so that could be argued as the performance of the year. The disappointment of 2018? Returning home, you know, because the last friendly international that we had in Jamaica, we have to go back to 2015 against Venezuela. And now we have to wait until 2018 where we brought Antigua and Barbuda to Sabina Park, and that match ended in a 1-1 draw. Took the lead, but Antigua equalised later on, so that in many ways you could say was a disappointment of 2018. Any highlights for us? Who would you nominate as a player of the year? Peter Lee Vassell, Damien Lowe, Amal Knight, who broke into the international team this year, got his debut, has a number of caps under his belt as well. Who would you vote as the player of 2018? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, Reggae Boyz fans. We'd really love to hear from you about this scenario. So, 6 wins, 1 loss, and 3 draws. Jadine White also made his debut for Jamaica as well, coming on against Ecuador in that 2-0 loss. So, he has that experience under his cap. What do we have to look forward to for 2019? Well, on March 23, Jamaica is going to play El Salvador in El Salvador. That's going to be our last game of this season's edition of the CONCACAF Nations League. And from there, if we are successful against El Salvador, it's going to be the CONCACAF Gold Cup. Yeah, CONCACAF Gold Cup. And then from there, what are you going to have? You're going to have the 2019-2020 edition of the Nations League. As it stands, Jamaica could either be in League B or League A. Whatever happens, Jamaica will be in action in September, October and November of 2019. So, Reggae Boyz fans, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Reggae Boy for 2018 Player of the Year. Outstanding performances. A player that you didn't see in the squad but perhaps deserves a call up. In my eyes, I would say Nico Brett and Michael Seaton as two individuals. In terms of individuals in England that have been performing well, Daniel Johnson is one, Rohan Ince is another individual, Lewis McGugan is another name that comes to mind. So those are the individuals I would look at for the near future. So please subscribe to Reggae Boyz commentary. Very much appreciated.